What is variable area meter? In variable area meter, area of the flowing fluid varies, keeping pressure head constant. In particular variable area meter, we are going to study one type of the flow meter, which is rotameter. So let us see the basic principle of rotameter was, it works on the principle that there is a different flow area for each flow rate and pressure drop across the meter is constant. That is the meaning of variable area meter, and it works on the same principle that in rotameter basically there is a different flow area of each flow rate, and that's why the pressure drop across the meter is constant. First let us discuss the basic construction of rotameter. See in this figure, see here, this is the rotameter. Rotameter basically consists of this float. See here, this white portion is known as float, and float is the heart of the rotameter. What will happen? See here, from the bottom part of this rotameter, see here I have mentioned this flow. Flow is in this direction, and obviously there is a gravitational force which comes from the upper direction. This float which you can see in this figure is a movable float. This is movable float. So in here there is a scale. So what will happen? With the help of scale you can measure the distance of this float as this float is moving. So what will happen? In the basic construction of orifice meter, there is a tapered metering tube. See, this is like, orifice meter tube is like this. Rotameter tube is like this. There is a moving float inside. Flow is from the bottom. So according to the flow rate, the float varies, and with the help of the scale, I can measure the float position. So basically rotameter consists of a tapered glass tube. Mind well that the tube is of glass, so you can easily visible the float position. So rotameter consists of a tapered glass tube which is mounted on a frame, and this tube contains a freely moving solid float. The density of the float is higher than the flowing liquid. This is very important condition. Density of the float is higher than the flowing liquid. Right? If you see the figure, it looks like this. The float is, the rotameter looks like this. This is the float. This is tapered glass tube. You can see in this there is a scale marked on this tube. So we can easily see the float inside the tube. Fine. So this way what will happen? According to the flow rate, float inside the tube moves. Fine. And that due to that flow rate, according to that float position, we can easily measure with the help of scale, and from that we can calculate the flow rate. Fine. So this is the basic construction and working of the rotameter. Now let us discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using rotameter. The advantages of rotameter includes that it requires no external power of the fluid. There is no requirement of power because according to the flow rate, the float position moves, and from that float position, we can easily calculate the flow rate. It is simple in construction, it is easy to install, and it handles wide variety of corrosive fluids. We can easily handle wide variety of corrosive fluid. So in case of corrosive fluid, we can use rotameter for measurement of the flow rate. So the advantages of the rotameter includes it requires no external power, it is simple in construction, easy to install, and we can use for wide variety of corrosive fluid. The disadvantages of the rotameter includes that it gives accurate reading only for specific fluid at specific temperature. This is the limitation of using rotameter. It gives accurate reading but for specific fluid at specific temperature only. And for the remaining fluid, the accuracy of the rotameter is low. Another disadvantage includes that the glass tube may subject to breakage. The glass tube we are using for rotameter, it may subject to breakage. So that is the disadvantage of it. And it must be mounted vertically. In case of rotameter, there is a limitation that we have to mount this rotameter compulsory vertically. So that is the disadvantage of using rotameter. So in variable area meter, there is only one type of the variable area meter, that is rotameter. So till now, we have covered the variable head meter, which are orifice, venturi and pitot tube, and variable area meter, which was rotameter. I hope it is clear to all. Thank you.